It's not often that I show the front of my house. This is Heron's our house, and I've changed the garden completely since coming here, and we're always making changes to it. What I want to show you here are two very interesting plants, or in fact several interesting plants. This mighty big juniper is the Hollywood juniper, Kaizuka, and it's been here 30 years and is about 30 feet tall, and the trunk is massive. So it just shows if you grow a thing for 30 years, you get a gnarled old trunk like this. It's a very challenging shape, and I don't want to change the shape in any way. I don't want to make it look like a Japanese niwaki. I have enough of those. This beautiful white bush again has been here 30 years. I planted it the year I came in 1986, and it is called Exocorda, the bride. The bride because it's got these beautiful white flowers. Exocorda, the bride. And that's a Japanese yew garden tree. It's growing in a pot, but it can be taken out from there at any time. Now this tree I wanted to show you because I purchased it from this village called Yamagata near Fukuoka in Kyushu, Japan in the year 1990, one of my early trips to Japan. And this grower had many of these. In fact, I have about 6 of these which I bought from this nursery. Although it was sold to me as a Deshojo, today, by the way, is the 20th of April, so it's in 3rd week of April, so the spring is well advanced. It's got 2 tones on it. You see there's a very delicate soft pink color, and then parts of the tree is much deeper red. So there are 2 shades of this red, but it's not an intense red like some of my other red Deshojos, but it's a very, very beautiful tree. I had a huge mountain maple, but that grew as tall as my building, so I had to take it out with a great big mechanical digger. It was only 6 foot from the house and it was affecting the foundation, so I had to take it out. This tree was only about 1 inch in diameter when I planted it, and after about 30 years, the trunk diameter is about a foot, I would say. So this is the front view of our house. I did a lot of the designing of the exterior to make it more Japanesey, and the house has been extended. So this is how I approach my landscaping. This sort of design I have in fact done for a customer in her house quite a few years ago. She saw this and wanted the same thing done, so I did it. So we get a lot of people who copy these designs. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of the front part of our nursery and the front part of our house. It's just to show you what is happening around the nursery, and I will show you 1 or 2 sites as well. I'll just walk to the back. The color is so lovely, I felt I should take you for a walk. Many people have asked me, can we see that chicken plucker tree? Do you remember the video I did last year where I was plucking the leaves of that maple? Now this is the same maple, look at it. The leaves are beautiful, and because of the plucking I did last year, I got more ramification. So it is looking so full and dense. And this is the famous chicken plucker tree. And next to it is a classic Japanese Deshojo maple grown in my own style. These are the red dissectums. They're about 10 foot tall dissectums. This is the Forsythia, which was in bloom about 3-4 weeks ago, so the flowers have finished. In the distance there's a very pale looking green dissectum grown as a large bonsai. And this is a great big larch, which is like a windswept leaning style. I don't think anything would be complete unless I show you the full range of the trees that we are growing. This is a trident maple which has stood here all winter, and it has emerged in the open from scratch, never put in the greenhouse. And look at it. This is only the 20th of April and it's in its full summer foliage. If I turn around, this is that other great big one. This one is not as advanced, but I want to show you some more maples. That's an ordinary mountain maple. But this is a Deshojo, which again has emerged completely in the open. This is not in the greenhouse. If it was in the greenhouse, it would have turned green. It just shows you that if you let these emerge in the open, they have a red color for much longer. Now this is just an ordinary mountain maple, but look at that beautiful apricot color. This tree is about 4 foot high and about 5 foot across, a massive, massive maple. And this I have been growing for the last 30 years. Look at the base there. It's only in a plastic training pot because I'm growing it big. Look at the ramification. I'm still developing ramification on that tree. Although that this is a mountain maple, for some reason they don't get named, but there are so many variations of ordinary Acer palmatum. This is a mountain maple, again one of my field-grown trees. Look at the base of that tree. And this has got more of a limey green color. And this mountain maple has got like a pinky color, but they're just mountain maples. This is just a Shishigashira that I'm developing into a bonsai. So I hope this gives you some appreciation of these large maples, but I've never finished. I can never resist showing off the trees. I have some trees in my green shade netting area, and the shade netting is to prevent the frost affecting the new leaves, because they get affected by frost very easily. So this is the large root over rock. You can hardly see the rock now. Mountain maple. And then this is one of our field-grown garden trees, which is still in the process of being developed. And this is my very large trident maple that I purchased from one of the Cato brothers back in 1993. I had to persuade him to sell it. It took me 5 years to get him to agree to sell this tree to me. And finally, I managed to get it in 1993. And it's in perfect health. I've grown it in a deeper pot to make the tree stronger. When it originally came from Japan, it was in a much smaller pot, and the pot was only 2 inches in depth, and the tree suffered a lot. I don't know why Japanese growers love to plant their trees in such shallow pots, but I find that in the UK, they don't survive so well in shallow pots. So this is where I have had to adapt to the local conditions. So just enjoy the sights that I have around here. So despite the lockdown, I'm enjoying my trees, and I hope you do too. This has turned out to be like a casual walk around the nursery in mid-spring. This is our Japanese yew. All the new buds appearing. Look at it. It's so beautiful when everything fresh and new starts to grow. And we're here next to this large mountain maple, just coming out into leaf. And our crab apples. What a pity there's no one to see these beautiful trees. We've got loads of these trees, hundreds and hundreds. I will just show you a few more as I walk around the nursery.